But what an emotional rollercoaster couple of days it has been if you're connected to Crystal Palace. More success at Wembley on Sunday as they beat Liverpool to lift the Community Shield, followed less than 24 hours later by the bombshell news, although it was half expected, that they've been demoted from the Europa League after losing that appeal at the Court of Arbitration of Sport, so they'll play in the third-tier Europa Conference League instead. Let's go to our resident Palace man, Clinton. What a couple of days, Clinton. You were at Wembley for the win. In fact, I even saw you handing out the trophy. How on earth did you wangle that? Must have been a lot of people on holiday, was it?
No, when you're a legend in South London at Crystal Palace and the chairman loves you and the FA love you, they ask you.
Pretty modest as well, aren't you?
Yeah, they let you do that. Nah, to be fair, look, I was asked. No, but I wasn't. Yeah, I was a last-minute sub, Sid, so I didn't have the time to get a shirt and tie. But yeah, it was a great feeling to give Marc Guehi the Community Shield. And yeah, Palace played ever so well, but you're right, Jules. They get that good news. They do well against Liverpool, and then they get the bad news of being in Europa Conference League. And yeah, it's not good.
Has it taken the gloss off what happened on Sunday?
It has a little bit. Most definitely taken the gloss off it because you're looking forward to the Europa League. Getting into Europa League is more money for the football club, which Palace need. They need more money in, so it's disappointing. But I think Palace have a good chance of going and winning that Europa Conference League. So I always say, yeah, you're not in the Europa League, which you would have loved to have been. But then I look at it in a positive way and think, can we go in the Europa Conference League and can we go and win? And I know fans won't like to hear that, but I think it's disappointing. I think UEFA have let down Crystal Palace massively. I do think that. I've seen it many a times and where other teams have been allowed in, but the decision's been made now. They're in the Conference League, so we have to move forward and hopefully have a good season, which I know they will do because they've got a top manager in Glasner.
Yeah, and actually Palace have put out a very strongly worded statement. You might well have seen this on Sky Sports News earlier today when they talk about UEFA shattering the hopes and dreams of Palace fans, of how now sporting merit is meaningless and that rules and sanctions are unevenly applied. So Palace with a very firmly worded statement after that failed appeal at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Just before we talk more about the implications on the squad potentially, Clinton, I'm going to stay with you. Let's dwell on the positives. Beating Manchester City at Wembley, beating Liverpool at Wembley.
And Aston Villa in the
semi-final.
Yeah.
Can you quite believe what has happened at your club in the last 6 months?
No, I can't. It's a pinching moment. And fans will do that as well. Fans can't believe what's happening. But you've got to realise they've got one of the best managers around in Oliver Glasner. And that's why when he's coming out and saying he wants to be back, I hope they do back him because he's a top manager. He's got these players playing to their maximum and everyone's enjoying themselves. They're playing on a smile on your face. You can see there's a lot of teams linked with these players. But these players are enjoying it. None of them are saying they want to leave at the moment. They're getting on with it, getting their head down and playing football. And, yeah, it's a good place to be at the moment. Full credit to everyone at that football club and the players because I thought the performance in particular in that second half against Liverpool, it caused them a lot of problems and they've got some talented individuals. I just hope, Jules, that they can keep all of those individuals.
Right, and that takes me on to...
Teed you up, didn't I?
Yeah, well done. Is this team going to be broken up now? I'm going to start with Marc Guehi because, again, we've been focusing on this today on Sky Sports News. To Liverpool, it's looking on the cards. The clubs are in talks. We understand Liverpool believe he wants to sign for them. Remember, Palace turned down 70 million, didn't they, in the winter window? He's out of contract in the summer. I think 40 million is what they're looking for. He's the captain. He's a figurehead, Clinton. How hard is it to replace a player of that stature within your club? Yeah,
he's good. He's good around the place as well, Marc Guehi. He's meant to be a proper leader and he helps a lot of the youngsters there. But, yeah, and he's still not really... He's relatively young himself. But I think when a club like Liverpool comes knocking on the door, as a player, I don't care what anyone says, it'll be hard to turn down, especially if the players that they've signed. But
and as a Palace fan, do you understand it then?
Yeah, of course I understand it. He wants to go and play Champions... I think most of the Palace fans would understand it. He wants to go and play Champions League football. He wants to play one of the best teams that are going to be challenging for trophies. Palace are not there and won't be there because financially they can't compete with these top teams like that. So I understand why he wants to go. And he's got a year left. The club can't afford to let Marc Guehi leave on a free transfer. So if they can get 30 million plus for him, I think it'll be good business with only a year to go. But for me, he's a top defender, one of the best English centre-halves I've seen at the moment. And what it is a big season for him, Jules, he needs to play. It's the World Cup year. So he has to make the right decision of him playing. And I think he's got more chance of playing at Liverpool. Konate and Van Dijk are good, but they're in a lot of competitions and he'll get a lot of game time. So I think it'll be good business. It'll be sad to see him leave, but I think it'll be good business for both clubs.
Good business. I mean, they could have made an extra 30 million or so if they'd moved him on when the offers came in apparently in January, Steve. But they won the FA Cup and qualified for Europe with him still there. So was it the right call?
Look, I think for his development, the way he wants to be this season, he needs to pick the right club that he's going to play. I think the Liverpool one is he going to be playing week in, week out? He's shown enough that he can play at obviously the highest level. He's been at Chelsea before. He knows what it's about winning trophies. I think there's a lot of moving parts to this. The biggest thing is going to be in Palace's court because they don't want to lose him for free next season. They're going to want to cash in. They have to cash in now and try and get as much money as possible. And that's going to be who's going to be stamping up the most. It looks like it's going to be Liverpool that's going to be in the driving seat at the moment. They haven't really replaced Liverpool Quansah, is it? So they're going to need a bit of strength in depth. But it's a huge season for Crystal Palace that they don't want to lose any player, let alone their captain and one of their stalwarts.
And Steve posed the question there, Michael. Is he going to play week in, week out at Liverpool? If he goes to Liverpool, is he a guaranteed starter alongside Van Dijk?
Well, Van Dijk's going to play. Van Dijk's the best out there for me. Wasn't at the weekend, but he still is. It's Konate. Does he play an awful lot of games? Yes, but he will miss an awful lot of games as well. So you have to have backup. Sid's just said there about Quansah going. You've got Joe Gomez, who misses an awful lot of football. Liverpool need another centre-half. In all competitions, they have to be competing. And I think Marc Guehi would be the right fit for that. But like you say, I can't answer that. If he's going to play, do I think he's better than Konate at this moment in time? I think he's probably one of the best English centre-halves out there. I do. But it's a big step up. And this is it going from Crystal Palace to a team that is challenging and going to arguably win the Premier League. Does he play? It's a big decision for him because if he plays for Crystal Palace this year, he plays for England next season in the next summer in the World Cup. Guaranteed if he plays all year. If he doesn't play for Liverpool, that's the question mark. Will he play enough games to still be in that starting team?
There's talk of Eze as well, Clinton. I mean, a lot of the top players are being linked at the moment. Continually linked with Arsenal, Tottenham as well. Of course, he was at Arsenal as a boy, wasn't he? They've already signed Zubimendi, they've signed Marc Guehi, Norgard, Gyökeres. Would he be the final piece of a jigsaw capable of beating Liverpool to the title?
You give them a good chance. They take them. They're at a good level anyway. I still think Arsenal will be up there challenging with Liverpool, but Eze, he's hard to replace. Palace lose Eze. You can't replace him. He's unbelievable footballer, and he just looks like he's enjoying his football so much. He looks like sometimes he's playing in the park with friends. He makes the game look so easy, technically very good. He's one of the best around at the moment, Jules. But I don't think Palace will do both. If Marc Guehi goes, they won't sell Eze as well. Absolutely no chance.
What if the buyout clause is matched? What is it, £68 million? It's got to be done by Friday.
There was a bit of confusion, wasn't there, whether that clause had already run out or whether it goes to... I think the latest news is it's Friday this week.
Oh, is it?
So they might not have a choice, Clinton.
No, they might not have a choice, but yeah, you're right. They might not have a choice. So you just have to wait and see. But me personally, like Marc Guehi is a top player, and I love Marc. But you lose Eze, I don't think you can replace Eze. No chance.
We've said that with other ones that's left as well.
Who?
Zaha. Elise?
No, but they haven't replaced Elise. Elise is top. No, Elise is unbelievable. He's top. I get what you're saying.
But even Anderson as well. When he left last year,
and then they bought Lacroix. You're right, they have. But what you got to
realise... Muniz at right back, I think. When you look at Crystal Palace, they've got a really good...
They've lost Dougie Friedman, though.
Yeah, but they've got a really good... In terms of the age, they're all at a real good age, but the worry for that would be, in terms of experience, but the worry for that would be that they might look at it as one last opportunity to get one big pay deal. Yeah. And that's where they're all...
I agree with... Do you know why you can't afford to let him go? Listen, Eze is hard to replace. You've got Ismail Sarr that then will go to the African Cup of Nations in January. He's done ever so well. Yeah, so you're not going to bring in...
Watt's top. Yeah,
and then you got Mateta there as well. That front three are one of the best front three in the Premier League.
They'll have to get the boots back on.
A lot of problems. So it'll be hard to... He's top. I rate him as one of the best around.
I think he's got levels to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think there's still improvement. There's still a development in this player. 100%. The flip side to that is you've got to look at the manager, Klasner, and you've got to go, he's done so well last season. He wants to build on that, and then now he's got potential of losing his two best players. Rumours that are coming at Crystal Palace that they need to sell before they can add. So his hands are tied because they need to sell. Let's say Guehi goes for 30 million. They've got to replace him with someone of that quality with 30
That's what happens when you start winning things as well. I mean, Bournemouth, I know Bournemouth haven't, but they were successful last season. Yeah. Brentford have been successful. You know, in terms of staying in the Premier League, they're going to lose their players. Nottingham Forest, I know they dug their heels in and they've managed to keep a hold of it. Alanga's went, but when you're for the good season, you're going to lose your players because ultimately, when you're in that middle zone, there's bigger clubs that will come and take them.
Yeah, and of course, Palace will fight hard to keep him.
Who told you about that deadline day?
Deadline day?
I mean, the deadline with the Eze.
I've been reading up on it.
You never reveal your sources.
I was sitting with the chairman, so...
I'll go with you then. If you know, go on, I'll go with you.
Now, let's move on. I thought it wasn't Friday. I thought it was already over, but I could be wrong.
Listen, if you've spoken to the chairman, I'll go with you.
No, don't listen to me. I think you're right, Jules. But I'm trying to put everyone off him. That's what I'm trying to do.
Right. I never spoke one word to you. Sat beside them.
Okay.
Listen, all this is speculation. Of course, Crystal Palace, after everything they've done, will want to hold on to their players. But we'll wait and see what happens with, I think, Guehi seems to be the one that could move over the coming days. So we'll keep an eye on that, of course.